it's ridiculous. The gas and oil stuff is probably the most popular of it all.
It's a cool logo, but it's not even
Really?
in regards to. It's not that old, I was alive when that sign came out.
Yeah, it's just, but its time period is like, that was like, and it's all about condition. The better the condition, the more, a lot of these signs were hung outside for years and years. But you could sell. I sold a sign once. It had literally 22 shells in like through bullet holes through it, and it was like an Exxon Mobil sign. Yeah, and I sold it for like $1,200. And the guy I was like, it was like dirty, scraped up, and the guy was like, "Oh gosh, it's such a rare sign." He's like,
honestly,
if it didn't have bullet holes, he's like, it would be like a $4,000 sign. I'm like,
damn.
I know.
And you pulled that from a house?
No, I bought that one at a flea market. I think I gave the guy like $200, and I sold it.
And you made $1,000 on. Yeah.
Now stuff I pull out of the properties I get from my partner, him and I do split,
right?
Because it's technically his house.
Still.
I just do. But what really changes, I used to have to go and put up my own capital to buy something and then hope that I could sell it for more. Now it's just like my time and hard-earned work to go through these houses, dig around. It's kind of like a treasure hunt, honestly.
Are you like antique? Like you're doing, like you have an actual like real love for antiquing as well, right?
Correct.
Like so, it's like you kind of even before this, you were kind of into doing that.
Always did it.
Yeah. So now you're kind of really finding something that you like doing and you're making a lot of money. Honestly, man, you are going to be super successful at this because we found on this show that the most successful people do the shit they love and they have a passion for it and they work hard at it. And that's when they get really good at it.
It's actually real. Like some of the best advice I could ever give people is like, if you're stuck in a job or like you hate what you're doing or this and that, you're just literally working like you're wasting your life away. If you really follow your passion, I know it's like so cliche, like, oh, you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That couldn't be any more true. Like today was the first day since I started my company that I felt actual stress, like, because I don't have any employees. And so, properties are piling up. I got to go out to Pittsburgh to do like 5. And today was like the first day I was like actually stressed. But even that stress is like, it doesn't compare to the stress of doing a job that you hate, or that you're not passionate about. Like it's good stress. Like it's like, I was like, I had to stop and think about, I can't believe like this little company I started, like I'm stressed about it, like in a good way. So, but it's the best advice I could literally ever give somebody.
I couldn't agree more. Honestly, man, people too, like, they don't know the freedom of like the real freedom of thought in a way where it's like, if you really bet, like no one's really willing to bet on themselves, like, right? So like betting on yourself and going out and like doing something that is kind of unconventional, but like you're trying it, you know what I mean? And you're learning as you're growing. And even if it's like, honestly, like, and you can be creative with it and find different ways to make it work and all these kind of things, like people don't realize the freedom that gets. And it really does open your eyes to how mundane the task you're doing now. If it's not something that you're really interested in and really about, then it's like, it's tough, it's tough to look at and do.
I've always seen it, just like, I kind of like, once I got out and like got into bartending, because I was passionate about bartending. I still am.
Yeah.
Like it was something that I enjoyed doing. Like you throw the party, you're in control.
Yeah.
And like I followed that passion to like pretty much as high as I could go. And now I'm like, with my company, I'm literally, I learn something about myself every day because I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. I've never ran a business before. I don't know about expense accounts. Like, I mean, I've had one as a salesman, but like, I've never like had my own, and like, so I'm learning on the fly, but I haven't been happier in my entire life.
Dude,
than I am right now.
You cannot put a price on that, man. I'll tell you, like, go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say, me and my one buddy always made jokes about how we wanted to do American Pickers.
Like, that was kind of
one
like
of those Ford Ford
vans. Transit. It's a Ford Transit.
Yeah, Ford Transit. Yeah, that's exactly it. They have Nissan ones too. They're cheap. Get one of those and just drive around Lancaster and go through people's barns.
It's unbelievable. And that was like kind of, I think that show coming out kind of like re-sparked my interest in the whole thing. Like I kind of got away from it a little bit. I was always been like a collector myself, but like that kind of really was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I loved getting up at ass crack of dawn on Saturday and going to a flea market or going to a yard sale. And like
looking at weird stuff. Yeah.
It's and like I said, there's a collector for everything. So like I've learned, I've lost money on items I bought. I've made a ton of money. I tell you what's really hot right now is comic books and like the grading stuff. You've seen people send cards to get graded in comic books. I am making a killing selling comic books right now. Like you send them away, they get you know. The only thing that sucks is it takes 9 months to get
and you
your
got to
comic
buy the
back.
membership.
Yeah, that's what I
The
have
baseball,
to do.
so that's the difference too. So comic books is a flat rate. You buy a membership, you can send a certain amount of books in, they'll grade them for you. Baseball cards do it where I think it's a percentage of the value
of the card, right?
Yeah, so if you send in a $5 million card, they're gonna charge. I don't know what they charge.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's
if
like
you send in a $50 card versus a $500 card, it's gonna cost you a different amount to have it graded.
Yeah, so that's like I just don't have
books. It's just
comic books just flat. You buy a membership, and I think CGI and some of the other ones, it's just like you can do like 100 books a year or something like that.
Yeah,
that's not bad. So I mean,
who does the shipping for all this?
So I think when you
have
sign
to insure
up,
your packages, obviously.
Yeah, they send you like a shipping kit, maybe or something like that.
Okay,
I think that's
who does the shipping for all your like eBay stuff, bro?
I do.
Okay.
So
do you go to UPS all the time or?
Nah, the post office. Luckily, like with laser jet printers, like I just have like pretty much a shipping station where I literally have to weigh the box, weigh the package. First, you got to wrap like. And that was the thing. Like I tried to outsource my shipping on eBay to, like a stay-at-home mom, try and give her like, hey, I'm going to bring you over a box of antiques. Like when they sell, here's the thing, here's how to print the label. And then like I started getting a ton of returns because she like things were breaking. Because I swear when the post office gets your box, it says fragile.
They just fucking
they punt it.
Yeah.
They punt it. So I'm like, look, you have this much bubble wrap. Just wrap it up. So I had to take that back, which sucks. But it's probably the least favorite part because I'm not like a sit at the computer guy and sit there and I call it arts and crafts. I'm like I'm playing. I do it. The first thing I do, I wake up every morning and I box the items that I sold the night before on my eBay store.
Dude, so you like legit, like you could be like, hanging out, having a drink, whatever. You're putting this up for auction, putting this up for auction.
I'm working.
Yeah. And you're just hanging out. Yep. And you can do it on your phone too.
Yep.
So like if you wanted to, you could go to the bar and pop, and you could go to this and do whatever and go on a trip. Like you can work from wherever, whenever. Like technically, like you're gonna go to Pittsburgh, you said. Like say if you took a train or I mean, you're gonna drive.
Right.
You could do it like, you shouldn't be on your phone while you're driving. But like hypothetically, you could do all that stuff, right? We don't condone that on this show, but fucking legit, I watched 1883 on my ride home from work today.
Love that movie.
Oh, dude, 1883 is so fucking good, dude. So good. So, all right. Either way. So, like we said, if you're someone that is interested in antiquing or interested in acquiring antiques or has some antiques you would like to sell or even like maybe get appraised, like we said, we'll have Brian's information to contact for antique liquidation in the description of this episode. Honestly, man, he is red hot and cooking with this. So everyone jump on this because it's like, you there's so many people that have junk lying around or you moved into a house and this was there and you have no idea what you're sitting on and you could be sitting on gold. And also like, we have so much dumb shit from our parents that whatever, you know what I mean?